When I was born, oh man, there was a real controversy. My pops left me with a lot of love, but it kind of really cursed me. I was an only child destined for university, but first I had to make it through some real adversity. God was by my side, but I was hungry and thirsty. I prayed a lot at night for some food and some mercy. Even though my dad was there from about 1 to 3, a complete happy home wasn't in the books for me. Bullets went through my heart when I watched him go outside, my older brother stacking furniture in the back of my father's ride. Somewhere inside my heart, I felt like it died. I was really young at the time, but I remember that I cried. I climbed up on the couch to look out the window. I knew that my hero was gone and my mom would be my only friend, so I remembered the blizzard, and thus came the snow. How my mom kept us warm, I will really never know. Up in the tiny house, thinking that's where I would grow. I guess life had other plans because soon we had to go. From out in the country to getting near to the city. And life wasn't too bad. I made a good friend that today is still with me. But it only lasted for about 2 years. Then my mother, sister, and me had to leave that place, backing out the driveway, dripping uncontrolled tears. We moved to the hood and it was good. Some of the best and the worst years. Yeah, it was crazy. I've seen a lot of things happen. There were good things in life, like breakdancing and real rapping. Going to the corner store with my best friends back when $1.15 was like truly holding ends. I really didn't like school. I was so hungry that my stomach hurt, so people thought I was a fool. I used to wonder why I would black out and fall down. I would get so hungry that my stomach would feel super hollow. I learned that when your blood sugar falls, then your body will soon follow. When I would open my eyes, my sister would be looking at me like I went to heaven. But what was she supposed to do when she was only 15 and I was like 11? We always made it good with what we had. Even with no power or no water, we said it's really not that bad. Sometimes we stayed at our friends' homes because they had fancy stuff like good food and working phones. But most of the time it was just us. Me and my mom and my sister together through when it was tough. My mom always had a special kind of glow. She would look me in the eyes and say, baby, you're gonna go to places that are far away and unseen. She said she knew it was true because she saw it in a dream. From 11 to 15, there was a lot of fighting, hunger, misery, and surviving. To this day, I still don't know why my dad kept driving when he was supposed to pick me up and take me with his other family to the game. I remember watching the car drive down Nicholas Road and feeling a lot of pain. During this time, I got to visit with him for about 3 hours a week, and the next time I saw him, it really hurt too bad to speak. I chalked it up, and I guess I just left it alone. It took me a few years, but I figured it out when I was grown. It really didn't matter that much because every time that I would arrive, I was greeted by my brother that I met when I was 3 and he was like 5. We played and created like imagination had no limit. I really looked up to him, and that's never really stopped up to this minute. I remember my dad showing me his report card, and I saw that it had all A's. It was like looking at destiny, or like small black writing in the sky. Like Derrick Rose, I really said to myself, well, why can't I? All I can say is that at this point, my life shifted a gear. With more dependable food in my stomach, I went forward with no fear. That $1.15 grew to about $5, and in the classroom, people would easily confuse me with a Rhodes Scholar. Soon, all of the cruel jokes would just fade. When I was younger, I had a lumpy fro while everybody else had a fade. I went from cut-off jeans, pro wings, and ripped socks to 3 good outfits for a whole week. I was on top. From lumpy fro to an uptown with a decent little fade, sitting in the basement watching special ed say, I got it made. From my little radio in the hood listening to the Act Nicholas one. A Prince of Bel-Air move and my life became ridiculous, son. Fate brought a fire and everything had changed, and suddenly I was living with the man with my last name. Hard to describe living every day, being cozy with lack, to living in a big tri-level brick house with a swimming pool in the back. Girlfriends, grades, wrestling, basketball, and more girls. No one could have told me that this wasn't turning into a whole new world. My true friends were my friends and nothing would change that. From Marsha, Sage, Crocus to Rebels, man, 90% that's where I was at. JT was my new home, but some things just don't stop. From the court to Angier's alleyways, loving and engaging in that hip hop. Yo D, I know you remember when we gave it our best try. Back in the day, we did the best that we could to sneak in the thirsty eye. Up at the club, energy with my b-ball team, dancing to Belle Biv DeVoe. All hands hitting the ceiling to that crazy Pac energy, I get around flow. CJ, I know you remember when I brought you to that campus magic, up at block party weekend, having more fun than we could imagine. HOBO, I know you remember the day I cut your hair. That night we dipped out the spunkies and threw our hands in the air. There are a whole lot more stories that we all know remain, but suffice it to say that a few years later, everything changed. Hung out for months in the country where people say konnichiwa. I've been in the Saudi desert where the sands were really hot. I've eaten lunches and dinners on the Danube and spent time on the chain bridge. I've been down to central Mexico and I couldn't describe everything I did. From Beer to Baden to Zurich and rolling by John Jacob Astor's house. I've lived everywhere from Toronto, Canada to the deep south. From taking in the ROC at the ZEP Tokyo. When I say I saw Sade at Air Canada, it ain't no okey doke. From Nagoya to Manila into the mountains of Baguio City. In NYC, walking around getting down to the nitty gritty. From roaming the World Trade during the day and the Central Park after dark. Spent so much time on Florida beaches, they really touched my heart. From Orlando to Miami, partying until dawn. Just sitting and talking to Mr. Chappelle from 1 to 3 in the morning. From France to Vancouver Hills, and half these times I was sober. I'm just getting started in this, man, so you know it's not near over. I still remember that lunch ticket book, though. I remember leaving out the house, and it's cold in the morning, and my mom was like, hey, you need to button that hood up, and she would put it all up around my mouth and, face covered with Vaseline. I know a lot of you remember these things, some of the stuff we put out of our minds, but